What's up, y'all? Black News Network checking in with an update on the Gervonta Tank Davis situation. The baby mama says he did not abuse her. I quote, I made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in an intense moment. She just put out a official statement on IG that says these past days have been hurtful and extremely exhausting for all parties involved. I pride myself on being extremely private. This situation was the last thing I wanted to be made public. The state of our relationship has been in a fragile space, and Gervonta and I were both at fault for the argument. While the emotions were running high, I made an unnecessary call to law enforcement in a tense moment while I was frantic. Gervonta did not harm me or our daughter. Today, we have sought the help necessary to move forward with our lives. I'm confident that we will succeed within our co-parenting dynamic with the counseling provided to us. Bottom line, she needs to go to jail. No, I mean, I'm not saying it's tit for tat. I'm not saying that if he went to jail, she went to jail. I'm saying if you're making false accusations on 911, which Gervonta actually put light to in his statement, you need to go to jail. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for, calling law enforcement when things aren't dire. From our understanding, the situation was portrayed as him hitting her and hitting the daughter and stuff of that nature. My hope is that some prosecutor out there sends law enforcement to handle that situation. And because that's unacceptable, we cannot, especially when someone has a history of domestic violence. I get that, that makes them more of an unnecessary villain and makes it more believable, but you flat out saying one way or the other. Now, could this have been they worked this out, the things really did transpire that way and she just recanted based on whatever agreement they had? Okay, that can happen. In either event, she's now saying that never happened. That means, to me, she needs to go to jail for false reporting. I mean, that's just is what it is. But if you make that agreement saying, no, this thing did happen, but I'm going to say it did not, so it won't hurt your financial future, you got to fight next week, cool. All right, you still go to jail. And in the other instance where you're like, well, I was frantic and I decided to make up all these things because I know he has a history of domestic abuse and the police are automatically going to believe me and send him to jail and all this other stuff, you still need to go to jail. That's worse, and you still need to go to jail either way because y'all here playing, and it is just too much stuff going on for people to be using law enforcement in the wrong way, because that could have went left. The police could have shown up, and things could have quickly devolved based off of a lie, and that's ridiculous. So yeah, she needs to go to jail. I'm just gonna say that right here. I'm not in anybody else's business. There needs to be some kind of accountability for false reporting. And again, it could have happened, and they decided to come up with some agreement. But either way, she needs to go. And again, it's not a tit for tat thing. This is you misabusing the law enforcement platform to inflict whatever punishment you deem necessary. This person is not agreeing with me, so I'm going to call 911 frantically, as you can say, frantically, and tell them XYZ, and none of that was true, according to this statement that she just read. So that's just my 2 cents. Please let me know what you all think, and we'll talk to you all soon. Black News Network.